Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, and this is like a bonus. And why do we have a bonus? Because, as I predicted the other day with the Jamison, Satine, Phoenix bag of shit that landed in the community, I suspected there was more to it. And we are finding out. We've already, as on Wednesday when it came up during the show, it was because somebody had sent me another share another article. Now we have an article at Renaissance Gamer, and I'm going to link this in the show notes. I'm gonna just kind of do some highlights. I don't really think I should be reading this. I don't think you need to hear me read this, but it's more unprofessionalism. It is more, I guess the phrase is gaslighting of people who have questions. On a prior project that raised $300,000, which sounds pretty good, right? Sirens Battle of the Barge. I think I remember that one. I think I was actually asked to highlight it. I don't believe I did because it was a 5e project, and I'm not really, some 5e stuff I figure I could swing. But here's what I find interesting. Some context is important. Sirens Battle of the Barge was a successful Kickstarted project which raised just shy of $300,000. If you check out the campaign page, it is all very slick and pretty, filled with beautiful art, and littered with the dropped names of tabletop RPG. And I know there's somebody's gonna go, oh, they said TTRPG. I'm gonna drop a load because I can't handle it when they say that. Tabletop RPGs to differentiate from computer RPGs, CRPGs. I don't mind it. Luminaries. If you scroll way down near the bottom of the page, past the shiny promises of stretch goals and events, packed with Satine and Jamison's industry friends. Now, this is going to be, I think, where potential further fallout can be. They have industry friends, and if they are going to be taken down, shit splatters. And I hate to see that. But you'll find a list of folks actually doing the bulk of the work on their project. Okay, no, put a thumb over Satine and Jamison's photos. There you go. Everyone else there. And what's the implication there? The implication is that Satine and Jamison aren't creators. Well, if you read this article, you will see they certainly aren't project managers. Now, apparently on the Kickstarter page, they are listed as co-project managers. And somebody asked a question. This is all done with permission of the people in question from apparently, I guess, a private Discord server. But the individual in question allowed them to share this on this article. Any word on when we can expect payment on our invoices? Now, to put this in perspective, if you invoice Frog God Games, from what I've been told, the experiences of everybody who's worked with Frog God is you send an invoice, and basically the moment Bill knows about it, you're getting paid. All right? Some companies are quicker than others. Some are slower than others. But if you read this article, it seems like they don't plan on paying people until they, I don't know, I guess the very end, the last possible moment. So this question was asked, and Satine answered it and said, "That's a good question. Thank you. Please tag Jamison Stone with these kinds of questions so we can make sure to see them properly." Well, you would think that if you're co-creative directors or whatever, project managers, whoever the fuck your titles are, that one or the other, right? You shouldn't have to pass the buck. But, and I like the way the article points this out, that Satine is the kind, friendly face. Jamison seems to be the heavy. Thank you, Rach. The heavy, the asshole, and he's not very polite once he gets questioned. Okay, so, and he was saying that once the final draft of the book was complete and getting set to layout, we will begin paying invoices. Not when your work was complete or accepted, and this lady's work was accepted, but not by Jamison, who claims that he is the final say, and you get paid 30 days after I have accepted it. But everybody's getting paid when the last person to submit their work gets their work approved. And I don't think that's the way it usually happens in a normal business. But this is, now this is something that swarmy, slimy individuals, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I always feel in this community that if you got to deal with contracts, they should be pretty standard. They shouldn't be hidden stuff. Compensation. Writer agrees to work for the Apotheosis Studios is classified as work for hire, and Apotheosis, whatever studios, agrees to pay writer 10 cents per word after final approval of submitted writing. And then nobody's mentioned this. 10 cents a word is pretty generous for the gaming industry. All amounts in this agreement are, excluding that, okay, Apotheosis Studios will make payment by PayPal within 30 days from the day Apotheosis Studios owes writer the payment. Writer will be responsible for all expenses made while performing the services under this agreement. Because writer is an employee of Apotheosis Studios, writer is not entitled to workers' comp, retirement, insurance, or other benefits afforded to employees of Apotheosis Studios. Now, that's a weird thing to include, but apparently this was shared by Jamison when he goes, you are incorrect, and I suggest you review your contract before you make accusations. Your writing has not been approved. But a third party, somebody else who was, I guess, another project manager, did approve it. So this just leads me to believe that it's an ill-organized bag of shit over at these studios. But not only that, again, read the article. I will link it both in the show notes. I will pin a comment. This is not the end, folks. Once a dam starts to leak, bigger cracks form and more people come forward. And we are hearing pretty much an issue, and the article points this out too, is that these two have recognizable names, but no history of being creatives, right? No history of really being project managers. I know I'm not a project manager. Thank God I got Jeff Jones as my layout / project manager, because I would be floundering. You have to know your limits. But just like New TSR it sought legitimacy by having Ernie Gygax and to some extent Duck Leeson as primaries, right? Because these people, has Ernie really written anything? Memorial Tomb is probably 99.9% Benoit, with Ernie throwing some ideas out. I don't have any behind the scenes knowledge, aside from the fact that Ernie washed his hands of that project pretty early. That is public knowledge. So what does Sabine have? What does Jamison have? Looks like they have personalities. And here's the thing. We have a number of personalities in this community, both within the OSR, both beyond in the tabletop gaming community. I know I am a personality. I'm not a huge creative. I know my limits. Okay. And when I do put out, I put out with a great team. I want that team to be recognized for the work that they do, because they're amazing and they make me look good. Okay. That's why the layout and towards which we continue our light, which I did. The best I heard, it was serviceable, passable. Because it's not my cup of tea. It's not my skill set. And I'm not going to sell my skill set to be something that it isn't. All right? Be wary when somebody who has no track record in the community, or a poor track record, if you want to say how late Memorial Tomb is, and it's only being saved because Troll or Game stepped in, people that are known just because of their name, just because of their air, their presence. What have they done for the community? What have they produced? What have they written? Well, in this case, it looks like they've written contracts and they've done a lot of back and forth on social media that they probably reject right now. Again, Jamison comes off as the heavy, but he's been married to Satine. You can only plead so much ignorance to the actions of your spouse, especially when it's company that you are co-running. So I expect to see more come from this probably over the weekend. I also I sadly expect to see others associated to take a hit from this. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be fine. Folks, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to have the Random Generator Party. Myself, Joe the Lawyer, and a couple of other members, probably people like Rob Conley, Tim Shorts, Matt Jackson, if we can convince him away from the TV set, you know, things like that. He might fall off another ladder and we might not have him. But Greg Christopher, you just don't know who's going to show. So 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on this channel. Folks, thank you very much. As always, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well, and I'll see you later.